What's going on, everybody? TYQUIL, that's me. I'm back here again. We doing another video. Today we're cooking up some more Drake stuff because that's the vibe I've been in. And also because, like, I don't know when, you know, Certified Lover Boy is actually dropping. It could drop at any moment at this point, but I'm still just making Drake type stuff because that's all I do, because I'm just a sad human being. For this video, we're gonna be using the sample that I found, and I chopped it up and added some more sauce to it. I'm gonna try making something probably similar to like what you would hear OZ doing, but we'll see where it goes. And also, before this video starts, I want to say y'all should join my Discord channel right now. I'll put a card right here for you guys to join. I'm gonna be dropping in placement opportunities. You want to be in this Discord channel because you're gonna hear it first before everyone else, before Instagram or Twitter or YouTube hears it. So make sure you click join and also subscribe, but you know, I'll say that at the end. Get into this video. All right, so I'm gonna play out this sample to start out with, or not the sample, I'm gonna play out the chop, and then actually, you know what, I'm gonna show the sample, and then I'm gonna show what we were able to turn it into. This is a sample of what it started out as. And I heard it just randomly on some like YouTube channel or whatever, where you can find a lot of samples. You can find them basically anywhere. I heard that one part and I was like, you know what, I kind of like the rhythm of it. There's like some weird like atmosphere to it, and I already was like, okay, maybe this would be something that Drake would hop on. So this is what I ended up chopping it into. Alright, since my thing's tweaking out for a second, let me go with Spotify and everything that I have open. Let me turn this fan on right now. My computer cooking right now. This thing like a grill. You cook an egg on here. Alright, so to start out, how I got this is, okay, so I'm going to break down each little section of this sample. I found a loop that I liked within it. Let me find the section. And I'll do this really quick. So right here, I heard this first beat. This is the first beat of, oh, so if I were to drag this over, and then obviously this right here, this last note, this is the end of this loop. So if I was to just cut this right here, if I was to cut this, like obviously I have to extend it, but this is the main loop that you hear that I sliced up. I took this, made it unique as a sample, and then I dragged it into Fruity Slicer, which is how you get this. And now this section down here, this is the same loop. I just have different sections of it chopped up, and I also have it pitched up a lot. So if I come over here, you can see all the effects that I have in here. So I have it pitched up 12 semitones, which is full octave. I have a lot of reverb on it, effectrics on it. So I have a reverse on it, filter, low pass, and even more reverb. I don't know why. I guess I didn't even think it was enough reverb, but you can never have enough reverb is what. Why is my I didn't realize my camera just fell over. Also, I have here, I have a fruity parametric EQ, cutting out a bunch of the lows so it's not really muddy and sounds disgusting. And I have a stereo imager. I'm placing it like I've been doing on a lot of my videos for the mixing. You want to space it out in the stereo field. You want to section out different parts of your samples in stereo fields, just so then it doesn't clash with other frequencies within the same space. And it also gives it more of a dynamic feel. So come over here, Fab Filter 3. I'm doing the same thing. I'm cutting out even more of these lows because I really don't want it clashing with the bass or anything. But if we look at the main sample right here, or the main chop that you hear that's giving it that bounce, come over here to what I have on it, same thing, L1, bringing up the volume, Fab Filter, cutting out a bunch of the lows, cutting out a little bit of this because there's some weird like ear piercing volume, or this weird ear piercing frequency. So if I like solo it, you hear that nasty like squeak. You don't want that. But that's basically it for that sample. So I knew that this sample, it wasn't enough. So I found this pad in Omnisphere. Well, not really found, I use this pad a lot. So I have this pad called Beacon from as an inverted F minor chord, C major, down to a C minor 7. So this is what this sounds like with. And I thought it wasn't enough, and I thought a piano would fit in as well. So the piano is literally just playing the same exact notes. I just added in a few more flavor notes. I call them flavor notes. What really gives the sample some, because the main thing was when we were making the sample, I say we when it was just me. So that's when I added in this little vocal chop. Just hearing that, like, obviously, like, you know it's arcade, but when you add it in with something that's like sampled, the piano and the pad, you could tell that it's something that was added in post and it's not part of the sample, but the vocal, it's very hard to tell. It's mixed in so similar to how it did the sample chop that it sounds like it's in the sample chop. A lot of vintage Valhalla reverb, 1970s. Of course, you know me, I'm OD on my verb, OD verb. I'm gonna make that a plugin, OD verb. But where you get that crazy main sound is this reverse where it makes it sound like it's gated. So if I take it off, it doesn't even sound the same. But once you add on the reverbs, it's like a very weird thing to use, but I think it just sounds great with vocals. Just makes them sound like completely different. So along with that, I have a filter, low pass on it, cutting out a little bit of the highs, making it sound a little more underwater. Fab filter, cutting out a bunch of the lows, raising up a little bit of that high range. Decimore is another low pass bit crusher plugin, cutting out a little bit more of those highs, making it sound a lot more underwater. You're gonna get that underwater sound easily with Decimore, especially when you pull up the frequency. So you're really getting that Drake sort of underwater vibe. Fab filter, cutting out a bunch more of these little high pitching frequencies that just are painful. But stereo imager, I'm basically making this mono. I'm pushing it right in front of you because I want this to be prominent within the sample. But so we got everything together. Let's move on to the beat now. I'm gonna pretend that I already had this exported. Shout out that boy Connor. Wow, wait for this. Let's see what he sent us. He's playing Call of Duty right now. There it is. Okay, now that I have this dragged in. Change the BPM, match up. Now we can chop this up a little bit. We're gonna start from this section right here. So I'm gonna be using my drum kit. Use some of my drum kit at least. So I'm gonna try making something like OZ. So it's not gonna be too crazy. In fact, it's gonna be fairly basic. That's how a lot of OZ's beats are for Sir Drizzy. I'm gonna use a clap MIDI again because I'm lazy. Okay. Some OZ vibe. Just got a nice kick bounce going. This thing fell over again. Make sure it's 808s in key. Pitch regions, we gonna see it's in C sharp. But I'm gonna section this out now, just because with an OZB you really don't gotta go too crazy. Like if you look at Grease, Popstar, they're fairly simple on drums, so you don't gotta go too hard. I want to thank y'all for watching. Like I said earlier with the Discord channel, I'm going to link it up here again right now, so you have another chance to come in and join the TYQUIL party while we going on. We got a bunch of y'all in there already right now, so make sure to do that. Follow me on Instagram too, at TYQUILMADETHIS. Subscribe, turn those post notifications on, and if you want any of the sounds used in this video, my drum kit, I mean not the sample's not going in my sample kit, but I do have the Paradise Loop kit too. Stay tuned for the next one. Peace.